going today?
You know, it's going good. I'm ready for some cocktails, some conversations, and some connections in a different order.
So welcome, and that's a cue. Welcome to our podcast / talk show.
Yes.
Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections. And I'm Amy Hester.
I'm Emily Reeves. And
what are we drinking?
Tonight, we're going to make an Aperol Spritz. It's a classic Italian cocktail, and we've never had it before.
Okay.
It's supposed to be really simple. It's supposed to be equal parts Aperol, Prosecco, and then a splash of soda. And since I'm not sure how much we love Aperol, just based on the previous drinks we've made, we're going to do it a little heavier on the Prosecco. But you
like it.
Put it over ice in some wine glasses.
Okay.
We were trying to go for a little lighter spa-like drink because while I'm making it, why don't you tell them about our guest?
So, the owner of the Floating Lotus spa, yoga.
Yeah,
she's
Cassandra
got it
Benning.
off. Cassandra, yes. I've never met her. I'm very excited to meet her. I can't wait to hear all about how she's dealing with COVID, how what she offers there. I've heard a lot of good things about this place.
Yeah.
And
I know right where it is, but
yeah,
I've never been there.
It's not
so I'm
far.
really excited.
It's on University, and might have to book a massage because I have really been needing one lately.
Are you stressed?
I am always stressed, and honestly, have you ever gotten a massage regularly? Because I have not.
I don't like people to touch me.
Yes, I think I knew that about you.
So no, to answer your question.
I mean, I love it, and I typically like it maybe in the last 15, 20 minutes of the hour is when I finally get relaxed. And but I think beneficial for me would be if I would just do it every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because after I have one, I typically will the next week going, damn it, I'm tight again.
Yeah.
But it's job related, so
yeah, because you're on your feet with your moving your arms you're.
But I do love a good massage, especially when they can only focus on this, the top, the shoulders and the neck. Love it. That is the cutest little bottle of soda I've ever seen.
I don't think it's a twist top. I think I'm gonna need a little
Pop it.
assistance with this one.
Oh, you should have let me be that assistant. Pop it. It's so cute. What brand is that?
It's Fever Tree.
Well, Fever Tree looks like it would have lavender in it or something. Oh, by the bottle.
Well, they have all these different flavors of tonic waters and everything.
Yeah.
So I stir it,
Well,
or
that's pretty.
We'll just try it, and then if we need
Looks
to stir.
simple.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mm-hmm. It's
It's
actually
good.
pretty tasty. Look, we were both surprised. We
I
didn't
know.
think it was going to be very good, but we felt obligated to try it. I might give it a little bit of a stir, maybe.
We were unsure about the Aperol.
I think it's the Campari that we are not.
Okay.
Liking very
Yeah.
much. They're
This
both
is
red.
good. This is very refreshing.
Mm-hmm.
This is a total spa
Mm-hmm.
drink, if we could ever serve beverages.
Okay, well, let's talk to Cassandra.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Conversations, Cocktails, and Connections. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me. I'm super excited.
I'm excited to have you too. Are you having a cocktail this evening?
Yes.
Oh, what is it? Do tell.
That looks fancy.
Yours looks pretty fancy too.
We're
I
having an
watched-
Aperol Spritz. It's not fancy, but it's fun. It's fun.
We themed it to be spa-like, so it's very refreshing.
Yeah.
And spritzy.
Light.
Good thought of me. Nice. Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a pumpkin martini. I made it in my last happy hour facial time. So
So okay, let first. You own Floating Lotus
yes.
in Little Rock, and I have never been, but I was just telling Emily I've got to book a massage or something because I always need a massage. What all do you guys do there?
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about
Tell us all about the biz.
Yeah. Short version was I combined my two favorite passion, which is yoga that I've been teaching for 20 years and aesthetics I've been doing for 15. And I wanted to kind of take those two things and bring them together. And so back in 2009, I did that. And yeah, we have everything except nails. We don't do nails there, but we do all sorts of different chemical peels, all sorts of different facials, dermaplaning, microderm, LED. All sorts of waxing, typical anything aesthetics. Mm-hmm. And then we have massage therapists as well. So, and
That's
we have
amazing.
yoga.
Yeah, I had no idea. Like I've seen your sign and I knew it was a yoga studio, but I had no idea that you offered all of that other stuff, which is so great. And it goes well together, such a peaceful atmosphere and kind of, a resetting, if you will.
So how do you manage if you're an instructor to doing the aesthetics part?
I don't know. I've been doing it for so long. I worked for Ava Bella for Dee for a few years before I opened a place. And I would go in and teach a class at different places around town. And then I'd roll into my aesthetics job, or how I wear both hats now is I have a class in the morning and then do aesthetics all day and paperwork and emails and all that, since I do run the business as well. And then sometimes since before COVID, I was doing the opposite. I would be in spa all day and then teach class at night. So and I do still do that on Thursday nights. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you have other instructors?
Yes, I do. Yeah. We have I believe 4 at the time. So including me, 5.
Well, so tell us about these cocktail facials that you do, or
cocktail
happy hour, and
this pumpkin one that you're drinking.
Yeah.
So is this for your face, or can you actually drink what you're having?
Okay, well, so Imminence is the skincare we carry, and you can basically, their motto is, if you cannot eat your skincare, you shouldn't be putting it on your skin or your face. And so I kind of took that. The day that I closed the business for COVID was about a week before they forced us down to shut down. And I was sitting there and I was like, I want to do a happy hour facial time. I just want to, make a drink and be funny and just have some fun right now. I need to have some creative fun.
Yeah.
And so I came home and did my first one, and then they've kind of grown from there. So basically I take ingredients that are in the drink, or the facial might inspire the drink, or vice versa. They coordinate. So if the theme is pumpkins, like last 2 weeks ago, I did the Friday night one. We did pumpkin and sweet potato facial mask, and then we made a pumpkin martini.
So how are you doing this? Are you doing this on Instagram? Or are you doing this like on your website where you sign up? And are people doing Zoom? And then you're explaining how does this work?
Yeah. As far as the technical side of things,
or just how you're if you're getting like a class of people doing it, are you all together, or are you doing it Zoom?
It's streamed.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. Streamed from my kitchen, kind of like what you guys are sitting at, The backdrop is the kitchen.
So how do people sign up to participate?
I typically just send out a Facebook event, and then I just blast social media that it's going to be at 6:00 on Friday night on Instagram or Facebook Live.
Do you tell people like what ingredients they need to do so they can do it along with you? Okay, good. That's so much fun.
Yeah. So yeah, I have people that make drinks while making them. Sometimes I have people that'll write or type in that they are just sitting there with their glass of wine, just enjoying the shenanigans. And my husband floats around; he's my cameraman, and since they are flipped backwards, I can't see them, so he reads all the comments. And he has his little. They like him more than they like me sometimes because of his humor.
Typical.
Yeah. It's easy to be the person behind the camera giving your smart quips.
Tell us about your ingredients and like what you, how you do this.
Let's take the martini one that I just did, the pumpkin one. We had a tablespoon of pumpkin, a tablespoon of sweet potato, and then we added a little bit of brown sugar in there to give it some grit action. And a little bit of honey for hydration, and then we just put it all over the face. I put a little bit of cinnamon on to give it a little spice because that'll get the blood flowing. And so, yeah, and then the pumpkin martini, of course, had pumpkin in it and vodka and rum and vanilla. Yeah.
Well, whatever it is works because your skin is beautiful.
I'm looking and I feel like my light is really bright because I have the lights out.
No, your skin looks great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to do like a homemade mask or scrub, and I've just never done it. You'll have to share with us some recipes that we could kind of like put out there too. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
To like give some ideas. Especially right now and with COVID. And how has COVID affected your business? Because for me, I have a salon, Red Beauty Lounge, not far from you. We're on University in Cavanaugh, and with the spa and all the things, it's hard. Were you able to start the aesthetics first and then go into yoga, or
for reopening?
Reopening, yeah. I'm sorry.
For reopening, I continued on teaching from home on Zoom.
Okay.
And I actually, I wasn't officially opened in, when they said we could open in May, I went back to just taking clientele that had my number in my phone. So if you're my phone, I would come up there and work on you in May. And then I didn't officially open until June, closer to the end of the month of June. So, and the same with yoga. We just now, probably in the last month or so, probably that's 6 weeks, we've had people kind of slowly stream into actually in studio, but we have it set up where we can Zoom and teach in studio at the same time. So even if you don't want to come to the studio, you can still participate in the class from Zoom.
Oh, that's great. That's really amazing. So you just like send that out only to clients basically. So you're not, like broadcasting it to everybody.
Right. Exactly.
So do you do a membership for your yoga, or do they pay per class?
There's both options. Yeah.
Okay. I have never taken yoga before.
That really surprises me.
Like, I am all about a class and whatnot, but I cannot touch my toes. I've never been able to touch my toes. I'm embarrassed.
I bet Cassandra would tell us that you don't have to touch your toes to do yoga.
Well, I've always been a little intimidated by it, I think, because it's so popular. And then the people that you see on social media can do all these crazy poses. And I would be the one, I would fall over, I'm pretty sure.
That's the whole thing of seeing it portrayed like, these poses that are inspiring, but also can be, other people are like, yeah, that's not happening, and I'm not going to ever try it because that's just not happening. So it's really about the journey. So, it's not about touching your toes. It's about the pathway there, the journey there, and so making dedication, showing up, putting in the practice. I mean, yeah.
So you've been doing yoga for 20 years?
Teaching 20.
Teaching 20.
Teaching 20. And I probably 22, 23 years I've been taking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, practicing, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
So when you started, you just immediately were like, okay, this is my jam. I got to be certified in this, and I've got to teach this. That is so impressive to me because I envy that a little bit. I mean, anytime I take a class, it's like, oh, especially when you're right into it and you're like enjoying it and you're like, oh, I should totally be an instructor. And then I'm like, okay, it might take like a million years for me to even get to the point where I can finish a whole class or something. But yoga is amazing, and it's so beautiful to see people do it. Do you have your beginner classes, or can everybody take the same class? Like beginners take with the experienced?
We do have an all levels class, and I'm really gifted in descriptive terms, so that when I have people in a class that have been practicing, like tomorrow morning, I'll have people in there that have been practicing for 6-7 years, and I have someone that just rolled in, and it's a basic flow class, but you're all, it's beginner friendly, but you're going to have people that are, this is my time. And so this is the time I have scheduled in my day to get this in. And so teaching to someone that is just brand new, has never done yoga before, super inflexible. This gentleman just started coming to the studio, and that definitely, he's all of those things. Yeah. And then having other people that, you know, I'm able to like say, okay, you watch me for the new person. I'm going to teach to you, and I'll talk to the other people. So he gets the visual cueing and from me, and then they get the verbal cueing to do the more advanced stuff. So I'm teaching 2 classes at the same time, basically.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You've done yoga before, right?
I haven't, it's been a while since I've done it, but I've never been proficient at it. I've only it's like one of those things where I only do beginner classes, like never ever go to anything harder than that.
So what has been the hardest thing for you with the reopening and trying to just keep it safe?
I would say that in this winter times, we always stepped up cleaning for flu season.
Sure.
So it's like we're in flu season cleaning protocols that we always had, but we're doing it after every client.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Is it not insane? I mean, I don't think people realize that it's so much more work. Like I feel like we've always been clean, but then now you're like extra clean, but it's so much more to it.
Yeah.
It's harder. So, yeah, it's insane. Are you able to have all of your employees?
We're functioning out. What now? What was the last part?
Are they all back?
My aesthetics girl is back, my other one, and my main massage therapist back. My other part-time massage therapist and esthetician and front desk, she was all one person doing those things, so she had all the licenses. She is not back, and neither is my front desk. And so we've pushed a lot of our stuff to be online driven as far as booking appointments and things like that. So for us, I'm finding that there's some great things to that. You're sidestepping front desk. And so like when we don't have one, we lock the doors when we're in appointments, things like that. So that's helped. And then you pay up front. So, you're already, not doing any touching. You just come in and get your appointment and you roll out the door. So it's been two bonuses for that. The bad thing is that, someone's not actually getting paid to answer the phone. So we want that back, I would,
Yeah. That's tough.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because it ends up when you're busy and you're doing a client, you're like that hour you've missed maybe like some calls that you could have already scheduled. And it's all the problems with the world with spas and salons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What do you have? So do you do something new every month, or as far as like with your cocktails, are you said you're weekly with that, with your facial masks and stuff?
There was a time in 1 month that I was doing it every weekend. But I've switched it up. I do something called Wind Down Fridays, where I talk about the pose of the month. And sometimes there's wine involved. Sometimes it's just, just relaxing. Sometimes it's just a well check, like checking in on people's well-being, just sitting in front of the camera, just seeing how people are doing out there. And then last Friday, I demonstrated the pose of the month. So I have a pose of the month that we, every class I teach, whether it's the most gentlest, restorative, lounging around on a bunch of pillows and bolsters kind of class, to the more advanced class, we're all doing the same mechanics or body openings for the pose of the month, even though you're not going to see that in a beginner class or a restorative class, per se. So, so that's my wind. Go ahead.
Are people that are participating with you, they're on video, so can you give them tips while you're showing? Are they doing it with you, or are they just watching to learn?
Oh, on the Wind Down Fridays?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a Facebook, Instagram live thing.
Okay.
So it's just so I mean, I've had cameraman asking me questions. Like I grabbed some blocks the other day, and he's like, well, what if you can't touch the floor? I was like, that's what the blocks are for. You bring the floor up to you. And so he's really good as a cameraman, helping me kind of forget to say like, hey, I'm the floating Lotus or something,
Yeah.
or tell them about where they could find you or something like that. Because
those assistants are very important.
So do you find yourself using social media more because COVID has happened, or were you this involved before the pandemic?
No, not involved at all. Well, I don't know what happened. I've been pushed by my best friend and PR person. She owns First Class Communications. Daphne, she was always like, you got to do the social media, you got to do social media. And I was just like, I am pretty like chill and don't like to I'm not an extrovert by any means. My job is being extrovert, talking to people all day. So I want quiet time. And so to say that this journey of being on social media more or doing something like this was something that just naturally came to being. And I didn't feel forced before. I felt forced. And now it's just like, I think it's serving a creativity outlet.
Yeah.
That's so interesting you say that, because that was for you as well, right?
I did the same thing. I mean, when we closed, I just called her because she's my person that knows all things.
I'm her Daphne.
Yeah. But just to stay present, and because you're closed and you're like, you've got to still be there and work.
Yeah.
It's not like you have a vacation. So, but I do feel the same way. I'm like, at first you were trying to make it more as work, and now you're kind of like, okay, well, it needs to continue to be that way. And I guess we just have to evolve with how
it's an opportunity for communication when you're not face to face with people, and to kind of express those thoughts that you would otherwise, do in person. So I think it's, for people that have used it right, it's been a huge opportunity. And it sounds like you've done that.
Yeah. I think that and I don't know if this is true for you guys as well, but I find it has to do more with mindful than mindful. What I mean by that, mindful, there's too much up here going on. And before everything got slower and shut down, I would meet myself coming and going. And so it did feel like work. It did not want, it's like another thing to check off my list. And since I'm more mindful, there's less stuff roaming around up here. I have slowed the pace of living down, that there's more room for creativity and play, doing the things like you guys are doing, and some of the fun things you're doing. Yeah. I think that really for me is what has been that shift, because I have more space to be creative.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think at the beginning too, before this even happened, if I tried to do a video, it would take me freaking hours. I would stop it and start it. And I'm like, oh, this is not, now I'm just like, not that I'm saying I'm not good at it, but I'm just saying I'm not going to rewatch it.
You're not overthinking it.
Yeah, it was totally overthinking. And that's where it felt like work, more of a chore. And now it's just like, okay, let's get this out and be creative. And you're not overthinking things.
Yeah. Right. Just having fun with it.
Yeah, it does. It just makes it more fun.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little more authentic too, when it's not overworked.
Yeah. Oh, totally. And I'm sure it shows.
Oh yeah. Well, just doing it shows, right?
Especially with me. God. Well, so what do you have in the future for Floating Lotus? Are you have anything coming up for the holidays? I know that's hard to think about, but it's coming. Do y'all sell gift cards and all the things?
Yeah, and I'm like with you guys, I have not really thought about, we usually do the 12 days of Christmas. I've done that for years now, and there's a deal every day, and I might look into still doing that. It's really uncharted waters, like what things will come forth. I always wait for intuition, to kind of inspiration, if you will, to kind of guide all that. So I'm still waiting for the inspiration to get creative about the holidays. As far as I know, next month, I talked to my massage therapist. She wants to do a cranberry pomegranate scrub, and I'm going to probably roll that into the happy hour facial time for November.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Very fun. That's very nice.
Yeah.
So that might be a gift that you make to give somebody. There's a recipe for a little cranberry scrub.
Well, let me ask you this: if you made a mask or a scrub from out of your kitchen, how long does something like that last?
Keep?
Like keep for how long can you keep it before you need to like discard it?
Usually about 7 to 10 days in the fridge. You need to keep it in the fridge.
That's longer than I expected.
I know, actually, me too.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I just want to ask. If you're doing a scrub, are you pretty much always using sugar?
Not all. You can always use salt and coconut oil too as a base.
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. Now I wouldn't shave my legs first and use that, but yeah, you could use a scrub, a salt scrub.
That's a good point.
What do you recommend for so summer? Everybody starts putting self tanner on, getting spray tans. I know you have to have a home remedy to remove like the spray tan when it's coming off. Like naturally coming off, and you've got
like an exfoliator.
Yeah, like what would you recommend? Because lemon can help that, right?
Yes, lemon can help that. And I find something that there's these exfoliating body cloths, and getting some lemon and using those two things together, because you have that nylon scratchy cloth that you can use with some lemon.
Yeah. Well, so you said what products do you sell?
Eminence and Farmhouse Fresh. Farmhouse Fresh.
I've used Eminence before, and I really like their eye makeup remover.
Huh.
I love it.
So you keep that in stock at Floating Lotus?
Yes.
Ooh, nice. Farmhouse Fresh. I love that name.
I know.
Yeah.
I bet
they're out of
packaging is cute.
Texas.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Oh, I said they're out of Texas.
Oh,
That makes
that's
sense.
awesome. Yeah.
Have
you ever thought about developing your own products since you're getting creative in the kitchen?
I used to make my own skincare and really love doing that, but it's just, producing it, like when you run out, it's kind of like, oh, I have to make that now,
Yeah.
I probably have more time to do that now. I might be actually enjoy that again.
It's another example of something that's fun until it becomes work, and then it's work.
Exactly. Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was thinking of like from a home skincare regimen, there's so many great things you can use for your own, skin. Plus, how you're taking care of your internal side of things as well. But what I was going to add to that is like when you have like marshmallow root, which is a plant that holds a lot of water, and you use that in a serum into the skin. I mean, I couldn't necessarily replicate that at home. When you actually take plant technology, like plant stem cells, to boost collagen, that's where you'd be lacking as far as.
We need a lab. You're gonna have to have a lab for that.
Yeah.
Dress up and wear a lab coat.
Amy's immediately into the outfit.
Yeah.
What are we gonna wear to do that?
I do want to hear if you guys are dressing up for Halloween, just for the fun of it.
Well, I have an idea.
This is a loaded question.
I do have idea. I have two.
I've got all my not all my Halloween, but there's Halloween decor.
I noticed your decor behind you. I love it.
So I really want us to. I'm gonna try now.
First, let's say this: I'm not a costume person,
so I can't say I'm going to make Emily do anything. So I have to try to encourage. Now, whether I get ahead of the game and try to actually find the pieces that will make it, that's the question. I always have big ideas. It's just making it happen. But I do have it, and there's a Saturday Night Live skit that I think would be super fun to do with our microphones. It was Molly Shannon, and you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So that's what I would really like to do, but we'll see.
She may be dressed up, and I may be sitting here looking at her funny, but we'll see. How about you? What are you dressing up as?
I don't know. I got asked about that in my business networking group. That what am I doing for Halloween? Because it's such a huge thing. We decorate our house outside and inside to the point people would stop by and take pictures outside. And
fun!
Not like creepy, cute, scary, but creepy. Like I don't want to be near this house, kind of scary. And
wow.
so,
I love it. So when I was growing up, when we were, you could trick or treat without having to walk with your family and stuff. Like we'd go around the block, and there was this lady, and every single year she would dress her 4-year up, and it was just like that. She'd open the door really slow, and she would dress like a witch, and she would put a like a fountain or a bird feeder fountain thing, and she would fill that, and that would be sitting, and all the candy would be around it, and you had to go in the foyer to get the candy.
Oh,
And it was
no.
the biggest deal when you're a kid, because you would literally like and like run, and you're like, oh, the witch lady. But she would have like Snickers, and she'd have like all the good stuff. But that was the most fun because it got you scared, you know. You're like a little scared, but you would go in for the candy.
That's too
Oh
funny.
yeah, you wanted that Snickers bar.
You sure did. Do y'all do like, so since you decorate, do you jump out at kids and stuff on Halloween?
Yeah, we have we have a couple of great costumes for that. Eric, my husband, has the Michael costume, and yeah, and so he stays outside and kind of like jumps out at kids and things like that. I do super scary when the kids are around, just a little bit, but not, you know, house speaks for itself when we do it. So, and as far as dressing up this year, I'm thinking I might go back to an old school costume, Medusa. So I've done that.
That's scary.
Dude, how would you do your hair?
And I already have it. I did it for New Orleans when I went to New Orleans for Halloween, and I already have the headpiece. It took me about a year to make it. So.
Oh my God! Okay,
you are serious about this.
You have to share pictures when you do this because I have to see it.
Yes,
that's amazing. So you made it? Like, did you make it out of hair, or did you do something? Like, did you do something else, like carving?
We were doing something else, I believe. And so I did a full body cast. Well, not full body cast from like the ribs up, where my husband put, it starts with an A. It's alabaster. I don't know, some kind of mixture that you put on wet and it dries and forms. So the only thing I had to breathe out was my nostrils, my whole entire. And then you pull it all, you crack it open and pull it off. And so I had a form of my head. And so I used that to put chicken wire and felt underneath the chicken wire, and I framed out an actual, constructed a headpiece so that I could winter wine in the wig snakes and plastic snakes everywhere. So,
holy hell.
I feel like I have a bunch of questions about this, but I don't even know where to start. Like,
you need to have a happy hour night about that. Oh,
tell the behind the scenes story
of that. I have a suggestion. Ooh, you could have like your facial happy hour of like something to get the makeup, like the Halloween makeup off for like.
I've kind of done that in a funny kind of gimmicky way. I did an old lady mask. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh wow, I think this mask is really working. Hold on, let me rinse this off. And I ripped the mask off. I mean, it's really creepy. Like, it looks like an old lady.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
I love it.
I mean, and you know what? This year Halloween is on a Saturday, and I think it's a full moon.
Yes.
In a pandemic.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm like scared. I'm going on lockdown.
I'll be here with my sweater vest on.
I know.
To talk about things.
You're already in character. I love it.
We need an Alec Baldwin to be our dirty, talk about dirty stuff. Yeah. We need to practice that. Anyway, okay, so tell everybody your social media and all that.
How do we find you? How do we sign up? How do we join?
Gotcha. It is the Floating Lotus at Floating Lotus Yoga Studio and dayspa.com. And then we have the Floating Lotus on Instagram. It's like the and the _ floating _ lotus. Facebook. And then of course, I do have my own personal handle. I do a meditation every morning for about 30 minutes, and that's streamed live, and that's at Nope, Not a Badass. And
that's such a great handle. I saw that, as we were kind of looking stuff up, and I was like, that's such a great handle.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'm going to ask you one more thing.
Yes.
For somebody that does not know how to meditate, or I'm speaking for myself, or does not, I mean, it's hard for some people to relax and clear their mind. Like, what would you say your top suggestion for learning how to clear your mind and de-stress?
Yeah. I do have a Thursday morning you can sign up on Mind Body. It's a it's Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. It's free. It's a 30-minute meditation, and we're not meditating for the whole 30 minutes. But I had someone show up today. Again, I had people just pop in from nowhere, and they're wanting to learn exactly the question you're asking. And what I told the young lady today, and what I share with a lot of people, it's like when you get a new puppy, and you tell the puppy, I want you to sit and I want you to stay. And the puppy's like, okay. And it's like, oh, what's over here? And they get up and want, it's the same thing for the mind. You have to bring it back onto something. You've got to give it a job in the beginning. So we start off counting breaths, and then I usually talk through the rest of the time together for them to feel their own body, to be present. Meditation is not necessarily sitting and just having absolutely no thoughts in your head. I mean, there can be moments like that, but being mindful is that part of meditation, you know, and seeing your mind and unraveling things in there that, you know, not to say are good or bad, that just are through observation that you might want to make a decision to do differently.
Yeah. I'll try anything. I'll sit there like, oh, I need to do laundry. I like think of lists. That's where I have to clear it. You know, I need to focus on one thing, but that's a whole nother hour of probably discussion, more like therapy.
Well, we can do that.
Anyway, okay. Well, it was so nice to have you on, and I'm gonna book a massage.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is awesome. You're a delight, and I can't wait to see what you do for Halloween.
I know. Definitely share pictures and let us know any like mask recipes that we could share.
Yeah,
definitely do that. And I'm doing a non-alcoholic happy hour. I guess it won't be happy hour because there's no alcohol, but it's a little mask to do with turmeric this Friday.
Oh, anti-inflammatory.
Yes.
turmeric.
Not that turmeric will be in the alcoholic drink or in the, well, actually turmeric will be in the drink, but I couldn't think of a turmeric alcoholic drink. That's why I went with non-alcoholic.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very good.
Throw a little vodka in it.
Yeah.
A shot. Yeah. Okay. Well, girl, thank you so much. Cheers.
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 Happy
And
Halloween.
I'm so glad I didn't have to say sorry, Ellen.
Damn it.
I know. We've been pretty good the past few episodes, actually.
I know, and it's so funny because
I'm so glad you said that. Ellen's going to be thrilled.
Oh my God. I'm just telling you right now that she is famous. And she's like,
in her
but I
mind.
wish you could really hear what she says because she does not like it. Anyway,
it's so awesome.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye.